Welcome to the Off-Field Drama podcast, proudly brought to you by 4X, and in particular, 4X Ultra, which is now on tap at the Caxton Hotel, and wherever else knows what's good for them and got 4X Ultra on tap.
Well, I tell you what, shareholders, it's as good as a 60-point drumming in an AFL grand final like the Brizzy Lions, because up north of the border, we just get it. And let me tell you, this 4X Ultra is as good as a Brisbane Lion victory.
4X Ultra now on tap, bloody wherever. Get it in ya.
Get it
Cheers,
up,
shareholders.
Where's the Queensland spirit now?
Welcome to the Off-Field Drama podcast. I'm Sauce.
Oh, I'm Berkey.
And we're just turning it up, getting comfy. And wherever you are listening from, whether it be in your car, at the gym, going for a walk, taking your cat for a walk, your dog for a walk, if you're one of those people, a cycle.
If you're taking your fucking cat for a walk, you're a fucking moron.
You ever see that?
Nah.
Nah, I have. You question their sanity.
You question what they're about too.
You do. You question their being. But
that can't be a thing, can it?
Oh, it is. It definitely is.
In parts of the world that we're not familiar with, maybe.
I'm not a cat guy.
Nah, not a cat guy.
I've said it before and
nah.
I'll say it again. But we're coming from the Caxton as always. Shout out to 4X Ultra and 4X.
Live and free and in HD, shareholders.
Live and free and on demand.
Mate, what a weekend it was. The Lodge Bar.
Yeah, we had a good one, didn't we?
Yeah.
We didn't talk much.
No, we didn't, because
we really didn't.
There was a lot going on. It was Caulfield Cup Day. It was Everest Day.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it was GQ Magazine's birthday.
Yeah. Great day. Good day. I sent it hard early and was in bed and at home, had a Mackey's by midnight. It was actually good, yeah.
Yeah,
really
because there was a bit of carnage.
There was a bit of carnage out the front.
Ambulance arrived, bit of blood for some shareholders.
Yeah, well, one of them.
One, except
and then the other helped out.
Yeah, the one that helped out had more blood on him than the one who actually was on the receiving end.
So he was, shareholder was pissed as a fart. Shareholder A was pissed as a fart, and it's something he likes to do.
Let me tell
shirtless.
You, he was as maggot as anything, and he couldn't stand up straight. He couldn't walk straight. Everything he hit was like a bumper car.
I actually watched it happen.
Did you?
So he's walking down the road, right? And he got told to walk in a straight line, started running in a straight line, and his head bounced off the concrete. It was fucked. It was very scary to watch. Then the boys and girls who were there helped him out. A shirt was given to him, and a couple actually stopped with a first aid kit. Did you know that?
Oh, I heard when they took him to the ambulance, when they put him in the ambulance, he started running a line at one of the nurses.
Oh, he did not, did he?
Yeah, I heard he was trying to get with one of the nurses. And then once he was able to get the all clear to leave the hospital, he came back to our kick-ons, and we lied him in bed. We lied him on the ground in a bedroom, just on the carpet.
Yeah.
And when I went to bed, as I'm going to bed, he wakes up, pulls his pants down, and just starts pissing all over the carpet.
Oh, you're kidding. On his back?
No, he was just on his hands and knees.
Oh.
So, look, shareholder Ray, you put in a hell of a performance. He was only back for a week, so it's like he just did a hit and run.
Yeah.
But yeah, hell of a weekend. I actually did shareholders on Friday. Played Laser Force.
Laser tag.
Turned back the clock at Wollongabba, and hilarious that middle-aged adults booked out Laser Force. But let me tell you, surprising how into it everyone got.
Dadults.
I
like that.
And we were on the piss, then went to the Norman Hotel for a steak.
Good feed.
Good feed, yeah. I'd been hearing whispers they call that the Brecky Creek of the South Side.
Big call.
Is
it as expensive?
Look, it was all paid for by the employer.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tander. But yes, Laser Force. A lot of how do you describe Laser Force in one? It's a wild old concept.
Well, if you don't know how Laser Force works, then
well, if you don't know what Laser Force is, then you may not have had a childhood.
yeah. How'd you like Lodge Bar?
Liked Lodge Bar. I was extremely dusty, so I probably didn't get to enjoy the food.
Yeah, the food was good.
Good. And do you know what I did love about Lodge Bar and plug to Lodge Bar is the portion sizes weren't too big,
They
but
weren't
not
crazy.
too small.
Yeah, I had the salmon and then I had the spanner crab pasta.
Oh, okay.
And then I had
You followed that seafood trend.
then I had the pav. Well, we were drinking a lot of wine, and whatever wine it was there was fucking lovely.
The rosé was delicious.
Rosé all day, baby. And then the prosecco.
Prosecco was
Did
nice.
you break any glasses?
No.
On my table, for whatever reason, like we were all right.
Yeah.
There were about 5 broken glasses, and I felt bad, but I thought the glassware ain't up to it. Like if the glassware ain't up to a long lunch like that with 25 of the finest, then that's not our fault.
No, totally. And I mean that comes back to the stem of the wine glass.
Comes back to the stem of the integrity of the wine glass. Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, I've got to give an apology to the shareholders. I went 0 of 3 with the 3-legger.
I don't think anyone tipped Bella Nipotina, did they?
I saw
They obviously did.
Yeah, there were a few out there, a few believers. Good horse, Bella Nipotina.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I went up and visited my grandpa yesterday. Shout out to the big fella. He's declared Buckaroo for the Melbourne Cup.
True.
Declared it. So
I'll make a prediction here. Every year, I obviously, watch it here from the Kaka Melbourne Cup lunch. Every fucking year, either 1, 2, or 3 come first. And I don't care if it's the favourite, it's not the favourite. Whatever horse is literally got number 1, 2, or 3.
The toppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
is that how it works? Is the top weight?
The top weight's number 1.
So the lightest weight is
down below.
You look back at the results, I shit you not, in the last 5 years at least, 1, 2, or 3 has come first.
Okay.
So look for a toppy at the Melbourne Cup.
Look for a toppy at the... Well, I think you can get about 9s for Buckaroo. So I know that there's some shareholders that have stepped into it now.
Yeah.
Could be the party horse of the Melbourne Cup for the shareholders, but...
Did you get on the one Prince of Penzance? Back in the day?
No.
That was a shareholder's horse.
That was a shareholder. About 100 to 1.
Yeah, paying hundreds.
Oh, we'd be doing well if
people put $5 or $10 on that.
If we found that.
Yeah.
Tell you what, we got to give a great plug, and I don't think we did plug him, but that might have been because he did the achievement. Nettie Brockman.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, he might be one of the dumbest people in terms of who the fuck would want to do that.
Yeah.
But for the cause,
I got a
that's wild.
Huge. I actually did note that to bring up in this podcast because I thought it was actually a piss take at first.
Yeah.
Read an article about a woman who said that what he was doing was the height of toxic masculinity.
Oh, now, okay.
And as a male...
Let's go in on this woman.
Who, is astounded by what Ned's done and what he's doing it for.
Yeah.
It's couldn't have put it any worse. Like, it's the complete opposite.
Let's go in on that because she is our knob of the week.
Is she?
She's 100%. I read this article and I could not for the life of me see how anyone in God's name could think what he's doing is toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Now, if you could get her name, I would be happy to publicly shame her to the shareholders, and the shareholders should know her because the man's raising money for homelessness and he's running around a fucking track. How many times he run around that track?
I don't want to know.
But for 10 days or 12 days?
He did it for about 13. His target was 10 days and he came up shy. It was 1,000 miles I think he wanted to run.
He was in like 5 sizes too big shoes because his feet were that swollen.
Yeah. Well, that's her whole point, was that he's pushing himself to the brink of sort of stupidity, like doing what he was doing. What he was doing to his body was really bad. But it's like if you look past it, and if you don't even look at that.
Oh my God,
like the guy's doing it for homelessness.
Do we know her name?
She deleted her post, I believe.
Oh, so she should delete herself.
Delete Instagram.
Well, delete. Is she an author?
I don't know.
Because she can't write for shit, allegedly.
I don't think so. I think it's just
I mean,
this is too much airtime for her.
yeah, way too much. But good on you, Nettie Brockman. I mean, you know, like that. I don't know if there's anyone else out there that would be dumb enough to do that. Although I do know a couple of shareholders actually that are running. Well, one's running 100 miles and one's running under 100 miles. Now, those two would know who they are. They're not doing it at the record that Nettie Brockman's doing it, but bravo to those two blokes. And they are two shareholders, so get around them. But there's one that I don't believe will be able to finish what he says he's going to do. But
Jill Stark, sorry, is her name.
Jill Stark.
Knob of the week.
Well, Jill Stark, stand up and cheer, because when you come up with some of the most outrageous headlines like that, like talk about a woman that just wants some clout in the paper.
What has it got to do with that? Like, why can't we just praise a positive? Why do we have to find a negative in everything and anything that someone does?
How is that toxic whatsoever? Yeah. But anyway, that's what she wanted to do. What else I want to talk about when we're talking about toxic, and, you know, I know that this has divided a nation, is the GWS Mad Monday.
Yeah, I don't know much about this. Someone was sort of telling me. Was it at a bar or?
It was at a private area. So this is what I want to know, okay? Because I've got two parts to this story. If you're at a private function or a private bar where it is simply meant to be a sacred place for just the actual team, there is no reason whatsoever information that's comes out. Now, I get that some of the costumes that they've dressed up as might be completely inappropriate.
What were some of the costumes?
Well, the theme was couples.
Right.
So two went as the Twin Towers.
Oh, that's fucked.
Someone went as P. Diddy, and we all know where P.
Diddy in a bottle of baby oil.
We know where P. Diddy's going right now, and that's deeper than Wacol. Some dressed as Jared Hayne, who was our...
Mate, some of these are awful.
Awful. Now...
So it was a private...
It was a private function, but what's happened is the bartender...
Has taken
who's meant
photos.
to be... Who was meant to be a, you know... like
a bartender.
But like they... You know, the bartenders weren't random. They knew the bartenders as well.
Right.
So I get that, but when do we draw the line with a private function being a private function?
When it's in someone's home.
I think it's going to have to come back to the days where they go back to a shed.
Was it? Yeah. Good old shed bash.
You can't book a pub or something.
Was it in a pub? No.
Yeah, I believe it might have been in a pub.
In a private function.
In a private function.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say it was at a.
It wasn't at a house, I can assure you of that.
Somewhere where they hire a private bartender, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But,
there's probably other private waitresses hired as well.
It's coming to a time now where we might be seeing the end of Mad Mondays, which is a royal shame.
The AFL gets it right. I'll say that.
Well, they didn't get it right that time.
That's a sign of things that are bad for AFL. It's the year of the NRL, though.
It is the year of the NRL. And the shareholders have been quick to talk about that because...
It wouldn't be off-field drama or an NRL off-season without our boy Ezra.
Well, Ezra's decided to have a top 5 rugby league off-season.
Now, I didn't know the ins and outs of what happened in Bali, so...
Yeah, so that was news to you. Well,
do you want to... What happened?
Well, I mean, he's obviously got into some shit over in Bali, which, you know... I don't know if there's a single rugby league player, allegedly, that's gone over to Bali and hasn't found their name in the headlights.
Ezra's was lit up. Yeah, Ezra's was lit up. The headlights were lit up when he
I think he threw hands because someone was wanting to take photos and he had enough with photos, allegedly. I don't know. He's done something in Bali, and it was literally very close to the sacking of Kevy.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But in Brisbane, do you know what's happened?
Now in Brisbane, he's swerved across the opposite lane.
And the headlights were well and truly on.
Headlights were well and truly on and gone head first into an Uber.
Yeah.
Now, he's lucky that no one died, because if you saw on the Sydney Harbour Bridge, someone swerved into the other side of the lane, bang, 2 dead, and RIP to those 2.
Wow.
Yeah. You're
didn't know
missing
that.
out on a lot of news. Yeah.
Well, I'm not up to date with the current affair. I sort of just let the shareholders know what's going on and what the real stuff
what
they
is
need to know.
going on.
Yeah. Well, he's fucked is what's going on.
Yeah.
I think I think that Madge coming in.
Yes.
And we were just talking about this, and I do agree.
We don't think he's there, do we?
It's the popular opinion that I think Madge has got to get rid of Ezra for this. And I hate to say it because the man just fucking... He should have won us a grand final.
Correct.
And Madge is going to come in there and lay his foot down, and he's going to call Ben Hunt in. That's what's got to happen.
So that's what you're... In 2025, you're expecting the 6-7 to be Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt? One play one side of the field, or they both can
be
fly?
Crazy. Like both 35-year-old halves.
Just turning back the clock.
For one more season.
Is this the last dance for the Brisbane effing Broncos?
I don't think.
And Ben Hunt kicks a field goal to win the game.
Is this Reynolds last year?
It's got to be.
Because I honestly don't see, if they don't win this year, they aren't winning in the next 3 or 4 years.
Even if Ben Hunt sticks around for... Ben Hunt's got at least 2 or 3 left in him. He's a lot more...
They've got to sign a serious playmaker then.
They do.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't... If Ben Hunt's there for... If it's the last year of Adam Reynolds, I still don't think that in the next 3-4 years, 2026 to 2028, they will not win a premiership. And it pains me to say that because I don't think they've got that playmaker there.
I love that Madge has come out and said we're going to keep Kobe Hetherington.
Same. So and also
that's called culture.
And Corey Pay. He said you're not going anywhere. You're coming to pre-season and proving to me what you can do.
See, I like the idea of Blake Moser. I really do.
Me too.
I really do.
He played well.
He's a good young kid.
How
was the Kangaroos game? I didn't get to watch that.
Boring as shit.
Yeah.
One of the most boring games I've ever seen.
Yeah, you get that. You get that.
Just, it wasn't our top side either.
No.
The more I looked at it and the more I watched the game, I just thought we're missing so many stars, but they won. I mean, I don't think it's easy to win a game fucking, what was it, 20-0?
18?
18-0. You're a bit tired, big fella.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Yeah. to leave aside scoreless, especially Tonga. That Tonga outfit was handy as fuck. And Isaiah Katoa had a shocker.
Did he?
The half.
I heard Mitch Moses wasn't too. He wasn't. There was nothing.
Nothing special.
That's
he
what
hasn't played a
happens.
game since Origin.
Yeah, that's what happens when you do it. What I want to quickly talk about, which speaking on this international rugby theme that you and I, Saucy, have got running, and I don't know if you know this information, which I find extremely interesting. Rugby League might be the diplomatic secret to success. Have you heard about this?
Go on.
Now, you understand that there's whispers about...
World War III? Putin and North Korea?
How China's trying to invade PNG.
Are they?
Well, have you heard that?
Not overly.
Well, welcome. I'm breaking a story for you. Now, what's happened in the last week? There's been confirmation from the PNG government that their security alliance is with Australia.
Oh, fucking oath is.
And the difference maker to all of this is Rugby League.
If they get attacked, we are going over there first fucking thing in the morning to protect the Fuzzy Wuzzy Angels that protected us.
I'm telling you right now, the backing of why PNG are going to get an NRL team was on the backing that PNG would confirm that their security alliance is Australia and not China. Meaning that we are giving a PNG an NRL team on the basis that PNG will not be supporting China and supporting Australia.
I like that, but it also scares me.
It scares the living shit out of me that we're spending $600 million on an NRL team in PNG, all for the sake of PNG not having a relationship with China.
Good. Hey, PVL goes beyond the borders of rugby league.
And this is what I'm saying. Who would have thought the diplomatic relationship, the secret to this little sauce, would be the greatest game called rugby league?
Would it be out of the question for him to run for PM?
It wouldn't be.
And fucking win? I'd vote for him.
Well, I tell you what, you looked at the Everest Day, they sold that out again. He
created that, didn't he?
Yeah, that was him.
And it's the most, and they compete with the Caulfield.
Well, it's the richest race on turf in the world.
They say that, yeah. That's nuts. Back to PNG, but are they were they going to side with China if we didn't give them a team?
Yeah. So what happened was
fuck off.
So what happened is there were, and I'm not in Parliament in PNG, so I can only tell you people close to the matter. They were getting to a point where they needed to make a decision who their preference would be to be their security blanket.
And it was China or Australia.
And it was going to be China or Australia. Now, PVL said, hang on a second, boys and girls. How about I throw in an NRL team and will that get us across the line?
Is that true?
Mate, I'm telling you, you can do your due diligence.
I believe you.
Yeah, no, well and truly. So embrace that, shareholders. Rugby League is not only a great game in Australia and in PNG and on the world stage, but it's also the security blanket
for the world.
For the world. Rugby League saved PNG from picking China, allegedly.
Did you? Okay, so the West Tigers, mate. Like, where do you? I saw their team list for next year, and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, great side.
Pretty impressive, but do you see them making the 8?
You know I want to see the Tigers in the 8.
They're not going to make the 8.
I know. I'll say this. I'd have them finishing top 10.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
Hey, mate, when you've won the wooden spoon 3 years in a row, that's like winning a fucking premiership.
That's an achievement, yeah.
They honestly, they might celebrate like they've won a premiership.
Now, I want to find their team list, but I don't think I'll be able to. It was just a sort of general one that was put together about... here it is. Here we go. So, Jareem Buller, Sania Taruva, Justin Olam, Adam Dewey, Gerald Skelton. Pretty fucking handy back 5.
Gerald Skelton?
From the Bulldogs. Yeah. He's a Brisbane boy. Lachlan Galvin, Jerome Luai.
Yeah, no.
Right? So and
Taruva.
I said Taruva.
Yep, you did.
So then this is where I think it really lets them down, is their forward pack and zero depth. Like, I'm just here to put the nail in the coffin of anyone who fucking says that they're going to make the 8, because I think that their forward pack, hopefully they get injuries because it'll highlight this point even more. Royce Hunt, Coruscant, Clemmer, Jack Bird, Samuela Fainu.
It's old, isn't it?
Bateman.
Yeah.
And then their bench is just sort of, Seyfarth, Fanuapol, and Alex Twal. Latu Fainu.
It is really old, isn't it?
It's just not a good pack.
No.
It's a shit of a pack.
Well, they lost.
They've got, that Royce Hunt he'll have a good game in 1 in 6. Clemmer runs backwards, hits the line and walks backwards.
Yeah. No,
Jack Bird's injuries prone. Is John Bateman even want to be there? Don't think so.
No, he's a peanut.
Coruscant, he'll have some spark with Luau, but
yeah,
they're fucked, mate. They're not. Come on,
they're not. No, they're not.
Let's wake up.
They're not where they need to be. Oh, look, I wouldn't mind having a nibble on them to make the top 8, but you've got to think Broncos will be in the top 8. They normally say 2 or 3 teams from the year below come out and come back in.
Yeah.
So we could go Broncos, Tigers, and you wouldn't not the Dragons.
With Benny's up in Brizzy, the Warriors. The Warriors,
maybe the Warriors bounce back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm actually, you know what? For the first time ever, can I have 2 knobs of the week and no legend of the week?
Yeah, go.
Now, my knob of the week, and this was my original knob of the week, and I just got so passionate about that fucking woman that decided to say there was toxic masculinity for a bloke raising $2.5 million for homelessness. But what can men do in this world to make people happy, eh?
Not run.
No, well, that's right.
To the brink of nearly killing themselves.
Mate, my knob of the week, shareholders, and it's about time we went back over to those fuckwits over in England. It's the CEO of Wigan.
Nah.
Have you heard about this wanker?
Yeah, but I agree with him.
You're joking.
Okay, go. You explain to me.
Well, here, let's actually fucking go, you and I, because now I'm fired up. All right?
I get
now,
his point.
name is Chris. What is it?
You don't even know his name.
Chris Radolinsky, or as I like to call him, Chris Sit on a Radolinsky. Now, he came out and said, you know what? I might be the only club in the world who says he might not get into our team. I absolutely love him and his relationship with his father and what he's doing, but I just don't think he'd get in our team. Now, this bloke that he's talking to, shareholders, just so happens to be the best player in the world, Nathan effing Cleary.
Yeah.
What about that comment? And I love that you agree, because I'm happy to go all day. Do you agree with?
Well,
you like the relationship with his father? Is that the only? That's the only part I like about that comment.
So Wigan, right? Is that
Wigan?
Yeah. Do you know where they finished?
First.
Yeah. So after your club won a grand final, just say Adam Reynolds and Ezra Mann,
right?
Although he's,
No.
Just say it was Adam Reynolds and Ezra.
Yeah.
Are you, as the CEO of your club, going to come out and say, oh, actually, we did win a grand final. Fuck one of them off. We'll have Nathan Cleary as our halves. He came out and explicitly said Bevan French and I think it was Harry Smith or something. Smith. He said, they're good players, mate. Like, I'm not going to drop them. And I thought it was a great sign of a CEO. Of course he's not going to say that.
It is so far from the truth that if Nathan Cleary signs with Wigan tomorrow, he is your starting 7.
But as a CEO, he can't say that he'd sign him, because one of those two players would get the shits. And you've just won a grand final, so he doesn't have to say that. Of course, you're going to fucking play Nathan Cleary.
Yeah, but just don't say it. Like, what's he doing?
What would you say?
How has he found himself in a position?
Oh, we'll play him 14.
I'll tell you what, I do not understand for the life of me how you could have the world's best. Imagine this, right? Imagine this. Nathan Cleary comes out tomorrow, because there's all this bullshit chat which would never happen about how he wants to come to the Super League. If Nathan Cleary goes, I would love to play for Wigan, and he goes, sorry, mate.
$5 million.
5 years, $5 million. Hey, Nathan, you wouldn't make our team. How annoying. You know what would happen? He would go and sign with Leeds Rhinos, and I bet you what would happen is he'd take fucking Leeds Rhinos and they'd play Wigan in a final in Super League in 2025. Nathan Cleary, man of the match, kicks a field goal. They beat Wigan. You're my knob of the week.
Yeah. I think it was in the context of how when he was asked the question and they were talking about the grand final and his players.
He said, I might be the only club in the world who says he might not get into our team.
I'm just
insinuating that if he was available, Nathan Cleary would not be their 7.
I know.
He's stating that their 7 is better than the world's best 7, which doesn't make sense if Nathan Cleary's the world's best 7.
Well, we might see them play in the Super League grand final.
What's the 7?
I think his name's Harry Smith.
We don't even fucking know him. We don't even fucking know him, and Nathan Cleary wouldn't even make the team in front of a bloke that we don't even know his name.
Are you a fan of the Super League World Club Challenge versus the NRL?
Yeah.
What do they call? Yeah.
What do they call that?
Yeah.
The World Club Challenge.
Would you watch it at Magic Round? Would you rather watch it at Magic Round? Because then every team gets to play.
Someone.
There's no bye. Who the Dragons, I think, have a bye.
But when do they start their season? Because it's a bit later. How does that work?
Well, we fucking play it when the season's over every year, don't we? We play it in their time.
It's kind of a pre-season for us. No, it's a pre-season for us. Might be a pre-season. I heard whispers that there's talk they might play it in LA.
Yeah, but I'd play it in Magic Round.
I don't mind the idea of Magic Round. Yeah,
I reckon that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I reckon way more people would get around it. Because it's a bit like they don't. The Panthers didn't play. They pulled out. I don't think any teams give a shit.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. No,
you win a bit of money.
Oh, mate, I'm all for it. Yeah, no, great idea.
Yeah.
And make sure you bring Rod Fuckwit Linsky to the party, so I can have a beer with the moron and fucking sack.
Why are you G'd up about that?
Because it's just the dumbest comment, and it's classic to come from a pommy.
He knows that Cleary would never play for him.
Fucking pommy
And he's
peanut saying
backing up his team.
stupid shit again.
You hate pommies too.
No, I love pommies. I just hate dumb ones.
I'll tell you one thing. I've got an admission. I've got to open up about something and listen because I'm embarrassed.
Okay.
Right? Every year, cricket season rolls around.
Yes.
And, I do love cricket. I've started loving it more as I got older.
Sure.
And I don't know a hell of a lot about it.
Right. Well, that is concerning.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well, that's,
Oh, that's your admission?
that's about it, yeah. Like, I hear especially about, like, the field placements. I've got no idea.
Well, I'll tell you.
Fine leg.
Fine leg would be right up your fucking wheelhouse.
Well, where is it? Because I don't know where it is. Tell the shareholders you might be thinking the same thing.
It tends to be where you have the worst field of field.
What about, like, square leg is to the left of the batter?
Correct.
Yeah, I know that.
That's where the umpire.
I know where the wicket is. I know where the wicket keeper is. I know where the slips are.
You know where the slips are.
Cover.
Gully's
gully?
around the slips. So you'll have the slips, and then just to the right of them, you'll have the gully. To the right of the gully, you'll have point, which is opposite where square leg is. In between mid-off and...
Where's mid-off? Hold on, where the fuck's mid-off?
Mid-off is beside the bowler, where the bowler runs. Either mid-off's on the left
or the right.
Mid-on's on the right. So you've got offside and onside.
Well, which side defines mid-on and mid-off? Is it if it's a right-hand batter?
Yes.
So say it's a right...
Offside's always when you're playing through cover.
To the right?
To the right.
If you're a right-hand batter, okay.
Yeah.
So cover.
And then onside's on your left.
What about like silly, what do they call it?
Third man's deep behind the slip cordon.
You'd be there. You'd be you'd be left right out.
I used to field it slip or point. They tend to have a good fielder there.
I was a bit of
good run out opportunity.
I was a good
could take a screamer back in my day.
Yeah, I was in the slips, yeah.
No, you wouldn't be in the slips,
was.
big
No,
fella.
I'll tell you where I was one time.
You'd be running fine leg to fine leg.
I'll never forget it. It was one of the best memories I've ever had. I was at cover drive. The covered position.
You were at cover, just cover.
But
cover will do.
It was fucking quite close. And I dropped, this kid fucking hit it at me.
Yeah, okay.
And I've dropped it cold. And I'm dead set, like in line with the wickets. And I could only see one wicket.
Yeah,
right? So I was right there. Dropped the fucking thing about 10 metres away. Done this like around the arm, sort of just hit the wicket.
Michael Clark.
Hit the wicket.
Oh, got a run out?
Hit the wicket. Yeah, but I dropped it on the full. So I had to.
So it was a little trick double play.
Yeah, but it was like.
Faked him with the
everyone's like, catch it! Yes, and I blew up, dude. Just one wicket was in my line of sight.
And you got it.
Nailed the cunt.
Were you working with, how many stumps were you working with?
One stump.
You could only see one stump.
Only one stump. That's where I was in my field placement.
Right, I see. Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Bit of Michael Hussey.
I gave up a promising cricket career for volleyball.
Well, you wouldn't be quick between the wickets if there was a quick
Didn't
single.
need to be if you hit them along the ground at the boundary. That was my go. I could never hit a six. I wasn't strong enough.
Truly?
Never hit a six. I'd always hit like one bounces to the boundary.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, that'll do.
I got asked to play cricket at a young age. They said, come and play at Toombul. And
what cricketer would they relate you to? Like a Dougie Bollinger?
I was a bit of an Andrew Simons. I had a lot of Andrew Simons. A bit of an all-rounder. I'd have about a 3 or 4 run-up sort of bowl. And people would go, how the fuck do you generate so much power from no run-up? And I go, because I'd do these big run-ups. I'd get puffed and I'd think, why am I getting puffed bowling?
What's going on
here? And also, Big Dog just had that big shoulder boulder getting over the wicket, over. I
feel like you just be a 3-step run-up kind of
Literally,
guy.
that's what I just said. Yeah. And then I'd have I'd slog. Didn't really know how to block.
Okay.
And I went all right.
You went all right?
I went all right. But I diverted to volleyball.
You diverted to volleyball?
Yeah. And then I realised I couldn't jump.
So were you in volleyball the guy that wore
libero,
that? Yeah, the libero. Yeah. You give me libero vibes. Oh, well, that's good.
I get a bit embarrassed.
No, Mate, don't be.
I love cricket, but there's plenty of shareholders out there, I feel like, are in the same boat.
It's coming around the corner, shareholders, and buckle up because it's a great time of the year. Test match cricket's where it's at. We're playing India. I'd love to fucking sweep the Dogs. And
where are we?
First test is in Perth.
Second in Brizzy. Or third.
Don't believe we've got a test this year.
Next year we do. Sorry, I
Next
saw
year,
the next year's schedule.
Ashes,
You're
we've
right.
got the day-nighter. But no, this year they've left us out, which is wild considering how good our record is at the Gabba. But
It's always been impeccable.
crazy. And we start with a couple of one-dayers and T20s against Pakistan. So we'll be in a mood, but I'm pretty keen to...
Yeah. Oh, well... the phone. Oh, Berkey's got some shit on his mind here.
I'm happy. I think sometimes Saucy likes to, thinks that you've got to go on and go on and go on. Cox Plate this weekend, shareholders. One of the great days.
Dalton.
On the Racing Carnival.
Dalton.
Kincaid.
Connect.
Yeah, Connect 4.
Connect 4 was...
Might be the best nickname I've ever
connecting
seen.
a couple fucking threes.
He hit 20 points in a row.
Did anyone score in between him?
No, he hit 20 points in a row, which would indicate
So
that
say
no
the
one
score
scored.
was like what, fucking 80 to 75, and the score ended up being 100 to
He hit
75.
20 points in a row for the Lakers, and then and then hit a fucking it was to take the game to overtime.
And they won.
It was preseason. Actually, NBA starts this week. Let's fucking go, man.
Tim Zoo got knocked out.
Tim Zoo got flattered,
Yeah.
and that was the first time he'd seen his dad in 11 years. So maybe his
Pre or
dad
post?
should go back home.
Pre or post?
Not sure, but it was the first time we'd seen him. I think beforehand.
Did you see his post match?
Nah.
He got asked about the fight and whatever, and he goes, "What the fuck happened?" Like he was not in a place to be doing an interview. It was
Really?
pretty fucking sad.
Fuck.
Yeah,
hell.
he was rattled.
Well,
Like
he's been
you are-
knocked
like
out.
you
I
are
think
right
he's been
now.
knocked out twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm properly rattled. So, look, shareholders, it's been a fantastic episode. Giddy up, win the week, and more importantly, follow my three-legger this weekend because it's going to be a fucking three-legger for the ages.
Are you going to give some back? to the
Yeah,
shareholders?
I've got to give him something back. I've got to give a juju
Have
back.
you? What is it? Don't
Oh,
know.
well, I won't give it to you later in the week.
Yeah,
I've got to do my form.
Yeah. Okay.
Love you, shareholders.
Where's the Queensland spirit now?